Elevation 6,000 feet, perched on the south flank of Mount Hood. It stands tall, proud, majestic, and beautiful, and has done so for 85 years. Timberline Lodge. When you come here, it's not just a visit, it is an experience.
It's rooted in grit and determination, and that just kind of exudes through the personality, and the history of this building.
That history is not just a part of its past. It is the foundation of the Timberline experience, now and forever.
Timberline Lodge was created under FDR, Works Progress Administration, during the Great Depression to create jobs for people, put them back to work, get them back on their feet.
The workers are driven by truck 7 miles to the lodge site each day from a camp at Summit Meadows. For weeks at a time, they live away from their families.
The lodge was built in 22 months, unheard of today, with up to 500 people working for between 50 cents and $1.50 a day. But it was work, and they were happy to have the job.
A lot of those people were staying down at government camp, hence the name. It was dedicated in 1937 by FDR, came here, sat out on a deck named after him.
I am here to dedicate Timberline Lodge, Mount Hood National Forest, dedicated September 28, 1937, by the President of the United States, as a monument to the skill and faithful performance of workers on the rolls of the Works Progress Administration.
So this is the FDR Terrace. This is where the President, in September of 1937, came and dedicated the lodge to the people. And it's a place for...
Right here. On this terrace.
So we ski 12 months a year at Timberline. We're sitting here looking to the north, and you can see the Palmer Snowfield.
This is the chair ski lift that starts right at Timberline Lodge and extends a mile higher over the rolling treeless slopes to Silcock's Hut, 7,000 feet high on the mountain. The Mount Hood chairlift is the last word in mountain climbing devices. Electrically operated and absolutely silent, the huge cableway takes 300 skiers an hour to the top of the mountain's favorite skiing slopes.
The history of Timberline Lodge is not just impressive, it is the foundation on which the lodge operates. Today, the lodge reflects the authenticity of its original character.
A National Historic Landmark that's still being used as was originally intended, which is a ski lodge. There aren't any more of those.
And as such, curating and maintenance must be done to reflect the 1936 standards, right down to the wood stain and the ironwork. Lodging here is varied and rustic. No two rooms are the same. Some rooms have fireplaces, and if you imagine real hard, you might convince yourself it's the 1940s and you're here for a ski weekend.
70 rooms, all different sizes, all different shapes. One queen room is different from all the other queen rooms. We have chalet rooms, which are very popular with parents coming up with a pack of kids, or for example, our ski camps in the summer. So the chalet rooms, they're bunk rooms essentially on the lower floor, and they'll sleep anywhere from 6 to 14.
The style of the rooms? Think lodgy, think comfortably rustic.
It's not a pampering thing, but it is a very comfortable, very luxurious lodge experience. And Timberline, when we talk about ourselves, we talk about ourselves. Timberline is an experience. It's a destination.
And if your destination is comfort, you have arrived.
It blows my mind. I walk through this place on Saturday morning in this head house, which we're sitting at. People are hanging out on the couches around the fireplaces in their pajamas and their slippers, feet up.
Like they did in the 40s.
Like they did in the 40s. And you can't go to the Four Seasons and do that today. But it just has that sense of place, that sense of openness and welcomeness and comfort.
Other amenities at your disposal are an outdoor swimming pool, 6 restaurants, several bars, endless places to plop down and absorb the incredible views, and of course, year-round skiing and snowboarding. In the summer, the bike park is a busy place. Hiking is also very big here. In fact, the Pacific Crest Trail runs right past the lodge. Historic factoids about the lodge are fascinating. The Forest Service conducts tours of the building that reveal some interesting historical tidbits. We got an abridged version from our host.
So if you take a look at these anchors on every stairwell here, these are actually the old telephone poles that were used during construction to bring power. When the workers are up here constructing, they needed something to keep them warm, so they were issued government blankets. Well, when the lodge was completed, we needed window treatments. So these were originally, the blankets were repurposed. This is an 800,000 pound fireplace, about 60 feet tall. You know, talking about resourcefulness again, if you take a look at these chains, you know, these are spark arresters for the fireplaces now. These were the tire chains on the vehicles used to move things around the property when they were constructing. These here, these are what holds the wood in the fireplace. These were railroad tracks that were used to move materials around the property during construction and repurposed. Here's the door hardware, you know.
My gosh. And you see this image on ironwork throughout the building.
Throughout the building, yep, that's right.
2 million of us visit Timberline Lodge every year, and it never fails to inspire awe. Built on that foundation of determination and grit, it has never strayed from its original mission to serve as a year-round mountain retreat and ski lodge for all of us. At Timberline Lodge on Mount Hood with cinematographer Cody Rialt, this is Dave Jones for Destination Oregon.